Hello, guys, from Ohio in the cold winter. It's Phil Montgomery from Philville Honeybees. It's kind of a weird thing, but I don't like the cold. I don't like to play in the cold. I done had my part of it. I never was a big fan of it, but a lot of y'all love it. So, and some of you don't have any of it at all. So, we just had a snowstorm go through. Looks like we got about 6 inches of snow. And following this snow is the scary part. We have over a week of days where it's going to be like 4 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit in the day, and between probably 10 and negative 10 at night. So I am going into, this is my driveway, 6 inches deep. I have a huge driveway. It goes all the way around there, turns right near the party tree, goes all the way up there. That's great. My house is in the middle of my 45 acres. This place is called Philville because it was my family, or my dream to have this. It wasn't really Mary's dream, which is my beautiful wife. But since it's going to be cold, I have a concern for my bees making it. So I have made a couple surrounds out of 2-inch insulation. And I'm going to go take my smaller hives and I'm going to try to keep my nukes alive. If you look at that gray box right there, that is a hive underneath of it with 2 nukes on top and a split deep, 1 on each side. The hive underneath of it is mean, and I'm going to requeen that one, but the ones on top, I want them to make it. So I bought this material. There's what we call my party tree. Every time we have a party, we have a concrete pad right there. And this is kind of neat and rustic. I'm from the suburbs of Cincinnati. Got my 1800s barn, and it wouldn't be the same without an old tractor in it. The tractor does run. And I'm on my way out in the cold. It isn't really that terribly cold. I am kind of a wussy about it. I have a bunch of battery clothes on, battery socks, and I have a vest, battery operated. And there's a bunch of my honey buckets. I like putting honey buckets in, I like to put my honey in those small batches like that, because then you get different colored honey, because different nectars come in. These are some pallets that I got from my last work. I used to make case knives, and I'm taking the tops off of these, scrounging the wood, and then the bottom part I'm going to make into a pallet to put multiple hives as a bottom board. And so that's pretty cool. Each one of those will save me like $50 in buying bottom boards. What I'm doing is, my favorite hive is down here. This is the one I bought off of a guy, and a very senior beekeeper, which was really cool to me. I bought wax off of him, and I bought a nuke off of him. He's a really nice guy. It was my best hive that I started with. I never could get from him exactly where he bought it from. I think he didn't know. But they're carnelian bees, and they're very, very great bees. They're black. I couldn't find the queen the first season. I found a whole bunch of queens, but I couldn't find that one. I didn't find her till either the very last time I got, very end of the season, or really the next season. But I know I had a hard time. I looked for her like 5 times, couldn't find her. She's black. All the bees were black. at least dark browns you can get. I'm coming down here. These are very productive. The one on the left was a swarm. That was very productive, and I have a nuke on top of it over a double screen board. Those two in the center came from what I call the Rich hive. The guy who bought the bees off of, his name was Rich. It was a great hive, fair nuke. Not a big nuke, but a fair nuke. But I made almost all my bees. I grafted off of this. Since I'm getting YouTube going, I have 90 subscribers. This was my first year. If you would please subscribe, help me get to 100, I'd appreciate it. I did just get monetized on Facebook. And if you didn't, I thought it might have been a scam. I was nervous of it. But then I talked to a guy that was doing it last month. The month I talked to him, he got $900 from Facebook, and he worked for like a welding and fabrication company. So I just got set up to be monetized, but look at that. So as you see, I wish I had a bipod. I'm gonna buy me one or a couple of them. I'm wrapping that around, and then I have a winter lid on top. I do not ventilate. It doesn't make any sense. A friend of mine said, if ventilation makes so much sense, why don't you go open up a top window of your house? Just let a little air out. And I said, wow, that makes sense. So I did have a bunch of blocks there for a ventilation. I wish I could have got the hives closer, but I didn't get them closer. I should have, and I didn't. Now it's too late, because that would have helped them to have more ambient warmth. And I'm gonna wrap this one, and then I'm gonna wrap this one down here, and I'll start with one on the top, because I'm trying to get the nuke through. The one on the left created honey. I made a split or two. They were usually a pretty good hive, but they get grumpy, man, every now and then. They'll let you know they don't want to fool with you. And what I'm going to do is you got to come check the entrances. It just iced and snowed. I got to make sure, look, at my entrances are not open. That one there is closed. See, that's not good. That's closed, and that's closed, and that one's closed. So I got to fix that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this up here, and darn it, that might be too long. Thought I had a short one. There's one that's just short. What I have learned is you protect your best hive. You give more love to your best hive, because they're the ones that'll give you more bees. The wimpy hives, sometimes they stay wimpy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm tying these. I started trying to tape them, but that don't work. So I'll tie it. I'll tie a loop, wrap a string around it, and then I'll go ahead and secure them that way. Then I'll come along here and I'll clean all these entrances out, and I'm going to put some more over this end when I'm going to especially cover the nuke. Make sure you don't cover the holes. Hope this helped you. I'll give you a little peek at Philville. I'm going inside. This is the dam to the pond. I dug it. Me and an old fellow I was friends with dug that pond, and I had to dig it twice. Well, we didn't dig it twice. I had to work on a dam 3 times before it was right. It just wasn't level. I want to show you my dream in winter, and I'm done with this stuff. I'm going back in. Tomorrow it's going to be brutal, so maybe I'll come back out one more time. I'm thinking about going deer hunting. This last week of deer hunting, I threw some corn out, but I used all my energy out here messing with these bees. If you really get into bees, you'll see that they'll absorb your life, because you get to where you want them to make it. And there's some rabbit tracks, looks like. Yeah, it's rabbits jumping. Bing, 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 bing. Here's my pond. One year, Mary was out here screwing around in late fall, pulling a bag out that flew in there, and she slid down there and got wet. So she don't mess around the pond no more when it's winter. This is in the Appalachian foothills of Adams County, Ohio. There's my fishing hut, my man cave. The most beautiful place. I love it here. There's my house. There's my chicken coop. Pond's 3/4 of an acre full of fish. It's got 10-pound catfish and about 3 or 4 pound bass. I haven't been able to catch the big bass lately. I don't know why. My dam's got kind of a problem. I bet rabbits are living in there right now. Blackberries started growing on it. And the problem with blackberries, they'll grow underneath my dam. So another problem is I'm a beekeeper and we make blackberry honey. They give off a lot of nectar at times, as long as they have the moisture. And I don't want to mess my dam up, so I don't want them to be on here. I just want this to be grass. So what I do, I come by here as soon as they come up in spring and I whack away at them, trying to help to deplete their strength. Last year I didn't do it because once again I was overloaded with bee work. I grew my hives from 18 to 48. That's quite a growth. Look here, here's an enemy to me. See that tree? The tree's growing in, and what it'll do is they'll grow roots all the way through here. And then if those roots die, you'll have a hole through your dam. So I got to kill that. Like somebody been eating on it. See that way up there? Either that or a deer rubbed on it. Could have been either, I guess. Pretty high. It's probably a big buck. I didn't see any big. I seen one big buck this year. Here's my field. All that brown stuff you see is goldenrod. This place is perfect for making honey. Surrounded by big woods. There's another tree there, and then there's a daggone honey locust there. Isn't it weird? Whoever named the locust trees totally missed it. See them big old spines? I hate them things. They'll put holes in any tire. The honey locust don't give off nectar, and the black locusts do. How weird is that? There's another tree. I gotta kill it. Here's a swing I put out here. I never did use it. Need to give it away. Thought it'd be cool. There's a bunch more blackberries. That whole field was full of blackberries, and then 2 years ago in the winter, which wasn't even as cold as this one, 50% of my blackberries froze out. 50% of my domestic and my wild blackberries froze. And this is going to be even colder. I wonder if that's going to waylay them again. It's pretty, ain't it? It ain't that